Hello guys and welcome back to Tomato GFX. Today we are going to talk about brushes and what type of brushes we have and how to add our custom brushes. So let's start. Welcome back to the magical world of Illustrator, and here we are with the brush tool which has a shortcut of B. So if you press B, you will shift it to brush tool. So things to keep in mind when you are working with brush, you have a panel here so you can just dock it out. So sometimes you need help with the brushes also. So this is our brush tool here, and this is our brush. So this is our brush panel here, and this is our brush tool. Simply, what is brush tool? Brush tool is used for creating strokes and ideas according to our likings, like this. I have created brush. For basics, we have this brush, and in starting you will be getting this brush, and this is the different scattered brush. I'll be deleting this. So we will be working with this brush for the starting, and from there we'll be exploring more and more brushes. So let's start. So for starters, in brush tool, we can increase and decrease the size of brush like this, and you must deselect your stroke when you are increasing and decreasing the sizes. And you can see, unlike pen tool, it always smooths itself by its own, like this. And many a times it's used for signature and some kind of artistic brushes. So you can use it according to your preferences. So in brushes, if you double click on the brush tool, here you can see we have a slider which makes our brush smoother or accurate. Accurate means when you move your mouse in the space, it accurately measures your movement and does not smooth your strokes. So I mainly like it smoother because our hands are not that perfect, and we need a graphic tablet for best performance and smooth curves. So right now I'm working with mouse, so I'll set it to most smooth curves and let the all settings to basic, and let's start. And you can see our curves are smooth and simple. So this was the normal basic brush, and after this we have some artistic paintbrush like this. You can see if I just scale the brush size, you might see the size of the brush. I'll just increase the size from the stroke here, and you can see now we can see the brush type here. And I'll just decrease the stroke for better understanding. Here you can see we have an artistic brush. After that, we have some pattern brush, which can be used like this. So there are many types of artistic brush, and there's a library of it. So you can check the library here where you see the saved brushes. So you don't check them out. You click on arrows or any, the panel will appear here. And let's suppose I'll be selecting this path to edit. If I click on this brush here, it will automatically generate that brush to that path, like this, any of it. And I can just click on different brushes to apply the different settings. Apply the different settings, and you have a complete library of brushes here, like this pattern brushes. I'll be just increasing the size so you can see it. There are many type of pattern brushes here, and there are many type of border brushes here. So you can just check them out by just clicking here, and you'll be reading the names here. These are artistic brushes, artistic ink, artistic paintbrush. So just click on here. You can see different types of strokes which are appearing. After artistics, we have border brushes, which creates borders, and it can be of any types, like this, like this, like this. And you can add your own also. We'll be talking about that in a bit. And you see, these are pattern brushes. Oh, they are created because of patterns we give in the Illustrator, like this. So many patterns. So you can explore all these brushes and check out what type of brushes Illustrator offers you. So let's move to our basic brushes and how to add brushes. So I guess you have found the library and how to use the library. So you can check them out and explore the library by your own. Now I'll be talking about the main topic, that how we can add the brushes. So for that, I'll be just creating some brushes here. And for that, I'll be just bringing a stroke here, a box here, and I'll be filling it with the fill color black. And let's make some ellipse on the borders like this, like this, and like this. So this is a design and I want to use it as a brush. So I'll be grouping it. For first, just drag and drop your brush. Just group it. Just drag and drop your brush here and then select pattern brush from here. If you select the pattern brush from here, you can see we have created a pattern brush where we have corners set it to like this and normal angles like this. I'll be just selecting some auto corrected channels and that's it. The color can be changed. You can change the color from here or anywhere. And now you can select the brush from here. This is not the R brush. I'll just make a path here, simple path. And then if you click on this brush, see, we have created our brush like this. And if we use our brush tool here, like this, our brush and pattern is created. Simple. So that was pattern brush. And you might be thinking how to create these arrow brushes, which has a starting and ending fixed and the entire midsection is stretched continuous path. We can create it by just creating an arrow or any design. So I'll be just explaining with an example here. Let this is an arrow and this is the middle part. I'll be just creating a gradient for your better understanding, because you will understand it by the gradient that how it is working. So this is white and this is blue. I'll be just changing white to some kind of purple so you can understand it better. And I'll be attaching some kind of vector shape here. So let it be a circle or any complex shape, any complex shape you like. So like I'll be adding a star here and I would like it like this. I want to make it cuter. So this is my shape here and I'll be grouping it. So if you have something like this and if you want to make a brush with it, just click and drag it here and then click on art brush. So knowing about your brushes is very important. If you click on scatter brush, it will just make it a tile and again repeat the same design throughout the brush pattern. If you click on art brush, we can set some parameters to a certain area, that how the area should be stretched. And the pattern brush is a different story, you know. So let's click on art brush and here you can click on stretch between the guides and you can increase and decrease the guide size. From here I'll be just clicking on it and bringing the guide between the lines. So like this, I'll be bringing it to center here and I'll just set it to front to back. And now if I click on brush tool and create a line border around the circle, see, we have created the art brush. Or might be some issues with brush right now because I might have selected it improperly. I should have given some gap here. So it is better this way, I guess. It's creating some issues with the circle, I guess. So this deforming is happening because of the curves we have given. So keeping in mind you have curves in your strokes, you can see in our original one, we have started with the purple gradient and ended with the blue. And in all of our strokes, this is copied like this. This is starting with purple and ending with blue with the same gradient. And that's how art brushes works. Now talking about scatter brushes, it has a different story. So I'll be just copying this right now and deleting all the frames and copying it back. And if I just click here and choose scatter brush, the pattern is here. And I just want to change it to random. And now if I use my brush here, you can see it scatters. It scatters the element across the path. If I reduce the size like this, or from here like this, it will scatter the same element across the path. So this was normal paintbrush tool, and we also have a blob brush here. So you might be asking why blob brush is here. So for example, if I draw something with paintbrush, I'll be just using the basic line here, removing that like this, and you can see we have created some strokes here. And if I make a bigger circle also, we still created some strokes here. And sometimes we don't need strokes because the strokes are used for creating borders. And sometimes I need a fill, not the stroke. So I'll be using blob brush and I'll be increasing the stroke size here. I'll be just deselecting that and shift B. Our blob brush is here. And if now I paint with the blob brush here, you see there is no stroke in here. It is a fill, something like a crayon or a sketch pen. We used to fill in the gaps. I'll be just giving an example with this normal stroke. So what's the difference between paintbrush? I can just make the stroke bigger and paint it like this also. We can create this similar image by this paintbrush also. What's the difference? So if you overlap your strokes like this, you'll see at the end it is not perfect and it is kind of a scrappy thing which we don't need actually, and it cannot create fills. So for creating fills in your strokes, maybe this is a close figure. For example, this is a close figure. By the way, we don't use it, but sometimes, the artists who use Illustrator as an art board, they need blob brushes. So, they would need blob brushes to fill in some areas like this. So if they are filling the areas and they get so many strokes, then it would be very confusing for them. So this is a fill part and I can change the color like this. I can manage it. I can send it back and see, we can create a fill layer here and it gives a path also. I know this is not the cleanest work I have, but this is it. So that's it about brushes. And in next video, we'll be talking about some tools about shapes, pencil and smooth tool, which is very useful for our illustrative journey. So stay tuned for that and see you soon.